What's up, guys? I'm doing another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video, and in today's video we're going to be going over the patch and game settings, updates, notes, and all this stuff for December 13th, as well as the PC 1.09 update patch. So, first we're going to start out with a note from Treyarch. They say, "Happy holidays from Treyarch. Today we've kicked off our holiday event in Blackout, our winter event stream in the black market, and the new winter calling in Zombies, first on PS4. And to celebrate, we're giving players on all platforms double XP in multiplayer and Zombies, and double merits in Blackout all weekend long, starting tomorrow, December 14th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We're also happy to announce our newest limited time mode in Blackout, Close Quarters Frenzy, is coming to all platforms this weekend, December 14th through 17th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Fight to outlast a faster collapse using close quarters weapons, shotguns, SMGs, pistols, and melee are your only means of survival. Good luck out there." They say we've also launched our PC 1.09 update today, and we're going to be going over all those patch notes and stuff. And they say there's a quick note on PC release schedules. So they say, because we've made PC a priority this year with dedicated studio team and more support for the PC exclusive options and features than we've ever had before, we're committed to taking the time to make sure each update is thoroughly tuned and tested before we release each update on PC. This will typically require a later release time for PC compared to its console counterparts, and will always target a release window within 24 hours of a console patch. In the case of bigger title updates such as this week's massive 1.09 update as opposed to smaller game settings changes, it can take longer than 24 hours to thoroughly test and approve new PC content, especially when there are additional PC exclusive changes included. Even one change specific to the PC version can introduce new bugs that often prone tricky to nail down and squash. This was the case in 1.09 and the driving factor behind this update going live on a Thursday. We hope this look behind the curtain provides more insight into the release process behind PC updates and just some of the reasons why updates will rarely release across all platforms at the exact same time. Thanks to your patience, PC players, 2019 is going to be a stellar year for Black Ops 4 on PC. So, they also say, finally, we're aware of an in-game issue with some previously acquired warpaints not displaying in the personalization menu, and we're actively working on a fix for this in an upcoming update. Hang tight. So, the summary for today's update, this is the game settings update that came out today, so it's not like, a huge one, but the summary for the update is that the Blackout holiday event is now live, and that features snowballs, festive lighting, decorations, and holiday-themed supply drop stashes. And that's first on PS4, and then it'll be on PC and Xbox One in like a week's time, I suppose. The winter event stream in the black market for multiplayer and Blackout. Once again, that's PS4 only for now. And then the winter calling in Zombies for PS4 as well. So the thing about this, like these events and the winter calling and the winter event stream and stuff, is that PlayStation gets it a week early, but PlayStation also ends a week earlier. So both Xbox and PS4 and even PC, we all get it for the exact amount, same amount of time. It's just that PS4 gets it a week earlier. But like I said, theirs ends a week earlier. So Xbox and PC are still going to have it for a week after PlayStation's ends, and that's just to make up for the week that we didn't have it before. So there's also the PC 1.09 title update, the zombie stability and exploit fixes for Dead of the Night, multiplayer stability improvements for Zero's Ice Pick, and they fixed a stuck flare issue in Blackout. So for PS4, these are some specific PS4 changes with this update today. They say there's the limited time winter event stream now live in the black market with new items for use in multiplayer and Blackout. For Blackout, the holiday event is now live in Blackout first on PS4, and they added snowballs, holiday lighting and decorations, and holiday-themed supply stashes. And they also, for the character missions, they addressed an issue with the character mission for the 9 version of Shaw that prevented one of the mission requirements from registering. And then now into Zombies, so the limited time winter calling event stream is now live with new items to unlock in the Zombies barracks. In Dead of the Night, they did a stability update that fixed some crashes that could occur during the Pack-a-Punch quest. And they did a couple miscellaneous changes where they closed an exploit where players could reach a safe area in the east stairway, and they closed an exploit where players could reach a safe area in the forest, and closed some exploits where players could get into safe areas using nowhere but there. So for multiplayer now, it fixed multiple crashes that could occur related to Zero's Ice Pick, and they did 2 gameplay changes. They addressed an issue where targeting reticles would still be visible when controlling a mantis that had been hit by an EMP disruptor, and they addressed an issue where controlling a mantis that was hit with an EMP disruptor, exiting the mantis, then re-entering the mantis could cause it to lose functionality. So now These are the changes for all platforms. So PS4, Xbox One, and PC. So for multiplayer, for the challenges, they added a scroll bar and numbers to the Dark Ops challenges screen to point out additional challenges off screen, because if you didn't scroll before, you wouldn't have known that they were even there. And they fixed a missing image for the handling mastery challenge in the after action report. They did a miscellaneous challenge to multiplayer where they addressed an issue that prevented some reactive camos from progressing if the attachments were equipped. For Blackout, armor. Repairs done on armor will no longer disappear if that armor had been previously worn by another player, then dropped after being repaired, so a little bug fix there. They did a stability update where they fixed a potential crash that could occur while being downed. They did a miscellaneous update where they addressed an issue that would cause a red flare and smoke to stay on players after they landed, which was actually kind of funny to witness. But they also did some general things to personalization. So some previously acquired war paints will now properly display in the updated character customization menus, and remaining war paints to come in an upcoming fix. Like we said, that they're aware of that bug, and they are working on a fix for that. And in the paint shop, they addressed an issue that would cause UI errors to appear when scrolling to melee weapons in the paint shop. And now, let's go over the PC 1.09 title update. So, for multiplayer, they did some changes to the featured playlist. So, the following are, like I said, changes to the featured playlist. The Mercenary Capture Mosh Pit is added, and that is Domination, Control, and Hardpoint. Mercenary Deathmatch Mosh Pit has been added, and that is TDM and Kill Confirmed. That's 6v6 with no parties allowed. They have Deathmatch Mosh Pit, and that's TDM and Kill Confirmed. Hardcore Free-For-All has been added to the feature, and same with Domination. They did a couple changes to some weapons, so they changed the melee weapon, the melee detection range for melee weapons, including the bayonet and stiletto operator knife mods. The Titan got reduced ADS flinch mitigation. This also applies in Blackout and Zombies, as well as multiplayer. And then Specialists. 3 Specialists got changes. Profit, they reduced the Tempest ammo count from 14 to 10, and Tempest now requires more accuracy to hit its targets. Firebreak, the Purifier, will now reliably connect more with enemies. And Seraph, they increased the Annihilator earn rate, so you're going to be able to get the Annihilator quicker than you could before. Gameplay changes. EKA credit can now carry over after respawning when a player damages an enemy and dies before their teammate finishes an enemy off. And EKA credit will now clear after 5 seconds from the last damage dealt. Custom games. They added Nuketown to the custom games. They added Gun Game to custom games, Safeguard, and they also address an issue in Search and Destroy custom games with higher round limits ending after the 4th round. For Score Streaks, the RCXD, they addressed an issue that prevented activating a second RCXD after one was already used. The Drone Squadron, the started round restriction is now applied to the Drone Squadron. And the Gunship, they resolved an issue where some gunship shots could impact the gunship aircraft. They did a couple changes to challenges. So the Not Outgun challenge, it now properly tracks progress in heist and control. The Ninja challenge, it now properly tracks progress in heist. Surfs Up now properly tracks progress in domination around contested points. And lastly, the Threat Neutralize challenge now properly tracks lightning strike kills and domination, and it also now properly tracks progress in control. So next up is weapon camos. They modified the requirements from Diamond Camo and Dark Matter active visual stages to transition every 5 kills. So it's every 5 kills, not every 5 kills without dying. And they do not reset on death. So this basically means if you get 30 kills total, even if you have 30 kills and 40 deaths, you're still going to get, that max camo. So it's like you don't have to get a nuclear in order to get these. So you can still die, but as long as you get, say, like 30 kills in a match, you'll still get the reactive camo. So that's actually really cool and a really great change there. And then the other change for weapon camos is that they modified the Killathon reactive camo to activate visual stages every 5 kills and not only kills without dying and not reset on death. So they did some stability updates. They fixed crashes that could occur when launching custom games with custom classes or a specialist draft disabled, when a player disconnected while escorting the robot in Safeguard, when attempting to attribute score to players that disconnected, when a disconnected enemy caused damage to a player's equipment in certain circumstances, when the player's attack helicopter was destroyed, and when attempting to destroy a vehicle when out of bounds. And they did a couple miscellaneous changes, lastly for multiplayer. They addressed an issue where players with diamond camo equipped could face a different direction in third person. They addressed an issue where attempting to fire a empty weapon could leave the shot count at 1, preventing the use of mesh mines. They addressed an issue where the NVIR optic could cause the engineer perk to malfunction if the player switched between classes. And lastly, secondary weapons now show in the specialist draft if no primary weapon is equipped. So that is it for multiplayer. Whew! Next up, we have Blackout. So the first thing we're going to talk about for this new update and changes in Blackout is audio. So they changed the occlusion for it. So they reduced situations that could make footsteps nearly inaudible. Specific materials and buildings should now affect sound more realistically, and terrain now should properly affect sounds. Garage doors now properly affect when opening and closing them. And now for distances, they rebalanced the distance at which players can first hear someone approaching, and they unified distances related to certain movement types. For example, sliding should now be heard about the same distance as other players' movement sounds. And then a couple gameplay changes, so they adjusted awareness and dead silence perks accordingly to reflect the new distance settings for footstep audio. They changed around directionality, so they lowered reverb on third-person footsteps, which helps with the player understanding the overall location those footsteps are coming from. And this is especially true when wearing headphones and playing in stereo instead of 5.1 surround sound. So next up is first and third person. So they further lowered the first person footstep volume that players hear themselves make. They further lowered the volume of teammates' footsteps. They decreased the first person weapon audio slightly to balance with third person weapons heard by others. Jumping into water no longer sounds louder than it should. And the environment, they lowered volume on the main ambient audio track, and that is this overall sound made by the environment that players themselves always hear. And by doing so, they are allowing subtler gameplay cues to be more audible and more often, including footsteps. They reduced volume and distance that garage doors can be heard from, and they modified volume and distances that stashes can be heard opening from. Next up, the next big change with this update is armor. So the armor plates. They added armor plates to repair damaged armor, which are applied from your inventory, and it takes approximately 2 seconds to use an armor plate to repair a segment of damaged armor. One armor plate will repair a single armor pip, regardless of armor level. PC players can now assign their armor repair action in the game mode specific section. And new players or those who choose to reset keybinds will have armor repair bound to Q by default. And armor repair are located in enemy death stashes after destroying the armor of an opponent, in equipment stashes, and more rarely on the ground as a lootable item, although I have seen them on the ground quite a bit though. They changed around the durability of armor, so armor durability has been increased, allowing armor to last longer through an engagement. They also say armor durability indicators have been updated to display individual pips of armor. And for damage mitigation, the percentage of damage that armor mitigates has not been changed. And I say as we monitor how these changes affect armor gameplay in Blackout, they'll continue to evaluate damage mitigation values. So every single piece of armor, none of them actually prevent you from taking any less damage per se. You'll still take the same amount of damage regardless of this new update. It's just that your armor will last longer now. So you can survive through multiple engagements, but it doesn't mean that your bullets aren't doing as much damage when you're shooting some with armor. That's still the exact same. They haven't changed that. It's now just that armor will last longer before it breaks. That's all. It's just before it breaks. Next up is some map changes. So they added seasonal changes to foliage and softer winter lighting across the entire map. Hydro Dam, they added elevators to allow players to get up and down in alternative ways. Provided additional cover on the rooftops of both major buildings. They opened additional rooms between the generator buildings, which is pretty cool. For Factory, they opened previously sealed buildings to offer additional looting opportunities. And they added new pipes to allow players to navigate between structures in alternative ways. And some previously closed train cars are now accessible, and several new containers are now accessible as well. Now, last change here is for Nuketown Island. They opened up some previously closed garages throughout Nuketown Island. And the map boundaries, they expanded and improved upon boundaries on all sides of the map to be more consistent with the physical indicator of those boundaries seen inside the map, including the fence along the northern boundary of the map, the power lines along the eastern side of the map, and the pipeline along the southern border of the map. And the mini-map now reflects the location of these boundaries, and they did 2 changes to weapon balance. So 2 weapons got changed. The first one is the SDM, and the second one is the Spitfire. So we all knew these changes were coming. They both got nerfs, so it means that these weapons got weaker. So for the SDM, they reduced the damage, they increased the ADS time in and out, and they increased the recoil. So honestly, with my personal opinion with how these weapons are now, SDM is pretty garbage now. It's pretty trash, and the Spitfire is still okay. So the Spitfire, they reduced the damage and increased the recoil, but it still has such a high rate of fire that you can still dump bullets downrange and still kill people really, really quickly, even with these 2 nerfs. So gameplay. They addressed an issue where the weapon scope would shake on very high anti-aliasing, and for the smoke trails, they added smoke trails to deploy with your wingsuit during the initial infiltration and give players a better sense of how many people are dropping near the location. And zombies in Blackout, zombies will now have a chance to drop ammo when killed, which is honestly a great change, because it always sucked having to kill zombies because you had to waste like a lot of your ammo, and you never ever got any ammo from them until now. So for zombies, the new features that they have in here are daily callings, the Black Ops authenticity stamp, and the daily tier skip. So for daily callings, they're added to the barracks and zombies, and players can now complete new daily calling challenges for bonus zombies XP and Napoleon Plasma each day. So you get both bonus XP and Napoleon Plasma, and they're pretty simple challenges like pack-a-punch, like 5 guns, just like the zombies challenges we had in Black Ops 3, but now these are a little bit better because you get both Napoleon and XP, whereas in Black Ops 3 it was either Liquidivium or XP. So now it's both, and you can get them every single day. The Black Ops authenticity stamp has been added to the after action report after every match. And players can enter their unique forward code generated in the after action report at callofduty.com/boas, B-O-A-S, to share their accomplishments with the world. And lastly, the daily tier skip. They added the daily tier skip credit for completing 15 rounds in a game of classic zombies every day. So just like how you can get a daily tier skip for playing multiplayer by winning a game in multiplayer, or you can also get one by getting any amount of merits in Blackout. Now you can actually get, a daily tier skip by playing zombies as well. So they did a couple changes and crashes. So the first one is that they did fixes for multiple memory leaks and other issues that could lead to crashes at high rounds in all maps. And then they did a bunch of changes and like glitch changes. Like I always say in these videos, I never cover these because there's so many of them, and because like the chances of anybody actually running into one of these is super small, and also the chances of you like running into one of these and having them also like address it like right here is pretty slim. So if you guys want to read about this and see if your specific crash has been fixed, then go ahead, it's in the description. But there's just so many of them. They have a ton of general ones, one specific for every single map. So Voyage, 9, Blood of the Dead, Classified. And then they did one more change to zombies, and that is that they changed the prestigious award achievement. Well, so I shouldn't say changed, because they didn't actually change anything about it other than the fact that it now can be unlocked. So they now properly track progress for attaining max level with prestige, or 25 with different weapons and zombies. So now that achievement / trophy is now actually obtainable. Previously it was just locked. Even if you did get 25 weapons at either max level or prestige, you would never get this achievement, but now it's actually unglitched, so that way you can get it now. So lastly, let's talk about some general changes and stuff. So they did a couple changes to character customization. So war paints can now be equipped with outfits across different themes on the same specialist without having to own a corresponding outfit. Character personalization menu has been updated with several outfits from war paints with a larger display of items. Weapon camos, and so camos with multiplayer and zombies, so those base camos you get by challenges, and reactive camos obtained through the black market can now be equipped in the weapon personalization menu via the black market tab. Weapon reticles obtained through the black market can now be equipped in the reticle personalization menu via the black market tab. And they also added a gameplay ADS sensitivity options for both high zoom optics and regular weapons. The Specialist HQ has improved stability with Ajax combat training mission. So that's really great and really awesome. And then the last thing for this video that we're going to cover is the December 14th game settings update. So this isn't like a patch that you have to download. This is just something you boot up the game and it'll do that, like downloading game settings update or whatever. And it'll take like a couple seconds, then boom, you're good. This is what is changed with this. So Treyarch says, the weekend has arrived. Operation Absolute Zero is upon us and the holidays are nearly here. Here at Treyarch, that can only mean one thing. It's double XP time. Now live through 10 a.m. Pacific time on December 17th, we've turned on our double XP in multiplayer and zombies and double merits in Blackout on all platforms. We've also launched a limited time mode in Blackout this weekend through 10 a.m. Pacific time on December 17th. It's Close Quarters Frenzy. While some of you will remember an early version of this back in our Blackout beta, we've made gameplay improvements and added more weapons in the meantime for a truly frantic fight to the center of the circle, and the rules for this new mode are simple. It says 1. Outrun an even faster collapse than usual. 2. Take out your enemies using only SMGs, shotguns, pistols, launchers, and melee weapons. And 3. Don't die. So there's no assault rifles, no tactical rifles, no snipers, none of that. They say, we're excited to jump into Blackout with friends this weekend in Close Quarters Frenzy and quads. And in our next update, we're expanding how players will interact with the mode through the introduction of Blackout weapon camos and custom games. So weapon camo support is coming to Blackout across the entire mode, including custom games. And this is what they say about how it will work, with more details to come with our next update. So they say camos earned in multiplayer and zombies and in the black market can now be applied in Blackout. Players set up their weapon camos in the armory prior to a match. Players will see the selected camos applied when they pick up those weapons in game. And support will be included for Blackout custom games. So Blackout custom games will allow players to drop into their own private match to explore the map, visit destinations at their own pace, and practice Black Ops 4's Battle Royale experience with teams of friends. At a starting point, custom games in Blackout will be introduced with a maximum player count of 12. As with all features in Black Ops 4, this will evolve over time as we evaluate how players are engaging with the system, and that includes increasing the player count and expanding feature support. So they say at launch next week, Blackout custom games will support up to 12 players per match, and it'll have all 3 modes, so solos, duos, and quads. They'll have weapon camo support and full character customization support as well, with online only to ensure each custom match is up to date. So they say, we're eager to see what you do when you got the freedom to explore every nook and cranny of the Blackout world. Who knows how many secrets are still out there to discover. And there is 2 additional items of note. They say in Blackout we've increased the chances of finding character mission items in zombie stashes to help out our Blackout character mission hunters. And in multiplayer, we've temporarily pulled jungle from the rotation to address an issue with gameplay with ladders, and will return to its rightful place in our next update. So this is the patch notes for the December 14th update, this game settings update. So Double XP is now live in multiplayer and zombies through 10 a.m. Pacific time on December 17th. For Blackout, Double Merits is now live in Blackout through 10 a.m. Pacific time until December 17th. That's Monday. The new limited time mode, Course Clortus Frenzy, is only available in quads. It's now live in Blackout through 10 a.m. Pacific time. And that's, once again, on Monday, December 17th. And lastly, the character missions, they increase the chances of finding character mission items in zombie stashes, and increase the number of zombie stashes that can include character mission items per match. So, whew, there you guys go. That was a huge update and really, really awesome. I'm actually really hyped about that. It was a really great update and changed a whole lot. PC finally got this update, and it sounds like the next update is still going to be even bigger, and it's still going to be even crazier too. So yeah, there you guys go. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know you guys' thoughts on this patch and everything in the comments down below. Once again, if you guys want to read any of this stuff, you guys can open up the description and click on that link. But yeah, there you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.